What's up, everybody? It's Henry with Conoly Coaster Designs, and I'm coming at you with not a construction update. Obviously, the park's closed. So, a construction update would be pretty illegal and pretty impossible for me to bring you. But what I do want to do is I want to kind of talk about the future of this site. Take a look at the construction plans, take a look at the Google Earth image of it, which I overlaid the construction plans on, and really look at what's going to be changing here. What buildings are going to stay, what's going to be happening in the former Stinger plot of land, what buildings are going to disappear, maybe paths are going to move, and just really show how different this coaster is going to make the area look, and how different the area in general is going to look once this coaster's out. And while I'm going through this, as best as I can, I'm going to splice in some video of a No Limits design that kind of looks at what this could look like if our predictions are right, and this is a Bollinger and Mabillard dive coaster, thanks to Intim 305. And thank you to them for allowing me to use their video. I am so excited to have just something additional to put into my videos and hopefully get everyone excited, just like I am, for the construction of this ride. And just as I love to say, if you see me wandering around the construction site at any of the any weekends that you're there, and you see this mug right here, feel free to come up and say hi, talk to me. I'm pretty outgoing. So let's get into the video. So here we see the site map overlaid over top of a Google Earth image of the construction site. Of course, you got the former Stinger plot of land. You got Possessed right here, that beautiful Intamin goodness that likes to break down all the time. The Ritas, and of course, Cedar Creek Flyers. Back here we have the asylum buildings, the queue for the asylum buildings, the restrooms. We all know what these things are. What I want to dive into first, before we even start talking about the direction the roller coaster is going to go and what we're going to be looking at, is the buildings that are going to disappear, because there will be some buildings that will be torn down and they will be gone forever. And the first of those will be these two maintenance sheds right here. Of course, one of these has the Zootopia signage on it. The second one, I believe, has information about the pet the seals and the feed the seals, if I remember correctly. I don't ride Zephyr all that much, so I actually don't fully remember what's on that building. But the buildings that will be staying will be, of course, the restrooms. Gotta have those. And if you play Roller Coaster Tycoon, you can charge your guests for restroom usage, and they won't care. And the asylum building right here. So it's nice to know the Haunt building will not be disappearing. Initially, when this was all released and I glossed right over the first page of the site plans, I thought they were going to be tearing out the asylum building. So it's nice to know that we'll be staying. We won't be losing a Haunt, because as anybody knows who's been to Dorney's Haunt, it's actually a really good haunted attraction for a theme park. And then the final building that will be staying will be this one right down here, around where you round the curve behind Zephyr. But let's dive into here. We're going to have a queue line that's going to snake and take up a lot of area here. Of course, Dorney, I would imagine, expects this to be a very busy ride and a very popular ride, especially for the first few years. So they're making sure this thing is ready to accommodate that amount of guests. It's really good to see them planning ahead for the future. But we're going to dive right into the station building here. And just to give everyone watching this an idea of what we're looking at, there are 6 footers right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those footers are going to be for the transfer table, more than likely, which will transfer the trains down into this building right here, which will more than likely be the storage and maintenance area for the trains. Now, right in here is going to be the actual station. The station is going to be very narrow. If you don't know what a B&M Dive Coaster is, it is not a very long coaster. They do not have long trains. Generally 2 to 3 cars, so it's going to be a lot different than Hydra or Talon or Steel Force, which have very long trains. But the nice thing is this will more than likely be a 6-person across train, so more than likely we're going to have 18 passengers per train, which will be very nice. So this thin station building here, it'll have a similar platform to that of Hydra, used to drop the floor out beneath you and leave you with a floorless ride. And immediately out the station, you will go into the lift hill. And as you'll see on screen with Intim305's video, you can see exactly what this is going to look like as you dispatch. You will proceed up the lift hill and down into the main part of the Stinger plot of land. Just to point out a couple things, these checkered boxes right here, they are for theming elements. We're not too sure what they're going to be. It's widely suspected that they're going to be some sort of trenches that allow the train to dive below grade and allow it to ride the track below grade. But we'll have to see how that turns out. There's been some rumblings of this being a turntable. It's not going to be a turntable. Our station is back here. This will not be a turntable for the ride. So this ride will take you directly out of the dive, through the drop, and into an Immelman. That is what we are seeing right here. These footers right here are for a part of the lift hill. This is going to more than likely be a part of the base of the drop. This footer and this footer right here are going to help support the upward motion of the Immelman, which will bank us down through here. This ride, it's going to be a dominating sight. This will be visible from pretty much anywhere in the parking lot, and as you drive down the main thoroughfare into the park, it's going to be a really welcome addition. So this ride will do 1 and 2 passes through the Stinger plot of land. It's not going to spend much time back there. It's actually going to spend a significant amount of time both over top of the station building, over top of Zephyr, and actually stretching over the fence line to the left of Zephyr's track as you're riding it. Remember, Zephyr comes down this way, around the corner, and back into the park. This coaster is going to spend a lot of time down in here, and it's going to expand the park outward. As you can see, the current service road, which is identified by these 3 trucks right here, this service road's going to look a lot different. You can tell that it's still going to be here. It looks like they're going to reroute portions of it. This, again, could be due to how I overlaid this. Maybe that's going to stay the same. We'll have to see. But this is where we're going to see a 0G element. It's going to go through a 0G element and then go through what can best be described as an inclined loop, which will be, I believe, the first ever inclined loop on a B&M Dive Coaster. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then the coaster will proceed into a 270, roughly, degree turnaround into an overbank turn and then hit the final brake run. It's not going to be a very long coaster. It's not going to be a very massive coaster. It's not going to break any records. But what it is going to do is it's going to give us our first brand new coaster in many, many years. And the other thing it's going to do is it's going to be a great coaster for the general public. Dive coasters typically aren't that popular with enthusiasts and the enthusiast community. They're kind of a one-trick pony. That hang over the drop is going to be everything. And if you've never experienced one, you'll love it. It's a very interesting feeling. It's a very different feeling. And I'm not going to divulge too much information to ruin the experience, but when this thing opens, take a look at that lift hill and that drop, and pay attention to the train, because when you're riding it, you're going to feel like you're stopped. But when you're looking at it from the ground, you'll see something that most people don't notice. And that's a little key detail for the general public watching this. That's why I'm doing these videos, to help the general public get excited for this, and to really just help you understand what's going on here. One thing I did notice is it looks like they're going to expand the pathway up here as you head up towards the Ritas, and then, of course, you can take the left here and head towards Steel Force. It looks like they're going to expand the path. This is marked for pavers. So it looks like there'll be a nice, maybe, sitting area here. A great photo spot to watch as the trains come down the drop, head up into the Immelman, and more than likely, based upon what I'm looking at, cross over top of this area. So that's going to do for a analysis of the site plan and the overlay on the Google Earth image. Just give the general public an idea of what this coaster is going to look like and what they're going to be looking at when they are at the park, say this weekend, and what to look for as the construction of this project continues on. Hopefully this weekend I'll have enough new footage or new construction to bring you a construction update number 3. If not, that'll come down the road. As always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. That way you don't miss any future videos as we document the entire construction process of this amazing new ride, all the way from where we're at right now with groundwork all the way to final track installation, testing, and first riders.